Ladies and gentlemen, today I want to talk about something many of us seldom acknowledge: the loneliness some people experience in their lives, particularly women who, for various reasons, find themselves without friends. We live in a world where relationships are often celebrated on social media, where a group photo, a tagged post, or a shared memory is seen as a measure of connection. Yet what about the woman whose phone doesn't light up with messages, who spends weekends alone, or who walks into rooms filled with people and still feels invisible? A woman without friends may find herself in this position due to various life circumstances that shape her social world. Friendship, while deeply enriching, can be fragile and susceptible to the many twists and turns of life. Relationships that once seemed unshakable may falter over time, sometimes through no fault of either party. Moving to a new city, for example, is an exciting adventure, but it often comes with the loneliness of leaving behind familiar faces and places. A woman might find herself in an unfamiliar environment where forming new connections feels daunting, especially if she's navigating a different culture or lifestyle. Life's demands can also play a significant role. A demanding career, while rewarding, can leave little time for personal relationships. Late nights at the office, constant deadlines, and the pursuit of professional goals can unintentionally push friendships to the margins. Over time, these relationships may fade, not out of malice, but because nurturing them requires time and energy, two commodities that can feel scarce in a busy life. Personal struggles, too, can contribute to the isolation. Mental health challenges such as anxiety or depression often create barriers to forming and maintaining friendships. For some women, the idea of opening up or reaching out may feel overwhelming, leading to further withdrawal. Others may experience trauma that makes trusting people difficult, building walls around their hearts to protect themselves, even if it means shutting others out. For many women, the caregiving roles they assume can be isolating. Whether they are raising children, caring for aging parents, or supporting a partner, these responsibilities often consume their time and emotional energy. Social connections can seem like a luxury they cannot afford. Over time, this focus on others can lead to a sense of invisibility as their needs and desires take a back seat to the demands of caregiving. Some women find themselves friendless because of life transitions that naturally alter social dynamics. As people age, their priorities shift. Friends who once shared the same stage of life may find themselves on different paths, one pursuing a high-powered career, another embracing parenthood, and another focusing on personal hobbies or travel. These differences, while not inherently negative, can create distance. In some cases, misunderstandings or conflicts may lead to the breakdown of friendships. Even the strongest bonds are vulnerable to the complexities of human relationships. A single argument or unresolved tension can cause a rift that feels too wide to bridge. For the woman left without friends, the pain of these losses can linger, creating a sense of failure or self-doubt. While these circumstances highlight how easily someone can find herself without friends, they also emphasize the importance of understanding and empathy. A woman in this situation is not inherently flawed or unworthy of connection. Her story is shaped by a multitude of factors, many of which are beyond her control. Recognizing this reality can shift the narrative from judgment to compassion. Ultimately, the absence of friendships is rarely a choice, but often a consequence of life's unpredictability. A woman without friends is navigating a complex web of emotions, circumstances, and challenges that are deeply personal. Yet her story is not one of defeat. It is a reflection of resilience. It is an opportunity to rebuild, rediscover, and reconnect. By acknowledging the challenges and understanding the journey, we can create a world that supports and uplifts those who find themselves walking this path. Loneliness is often dismissed as a fleeting emotion, something everyone feels at some point in their lives. However, for many women, it can become a chronic state, deeply impacting both their emotional and physical well-being. It is not just a matter of feeling alone in a room. Loneliness reaches into the core of a person's existence, influencing how they perceive themselves and the world around them. For a woman without friends, the effects of loneliness can be profound and far-reaching. On an emotional level, loneliness is deeply isolating. A woman without friends might feel like she doesn't belong or that something is inherently wrong with her. These thoughts, though untrue, can become deeply ingrained and hard to shake. The absence of close relationships often leads to a lack of validation, a critical component of self-esteem. Without people to share her joys, struggles, or even mundane moments, a woman may start to question her worth. She might believe she is not likable or interesting, further deepening her sense of isolation. Loneliness is also strongly linked to mental health challenges. A woman without friends is more likely to experience depression and anxiety, as the human brain is wired for connection. The lack of social interaction deprives her of the endorphins and oxytocin that come from bonding with others. Over time, this can create a cycle. Loneliness feeds mental health struggles, and mental health struggles, in turn, make it harder to reach out and connect. This downward spiral can be difficult to break, especially when compounded by societal pressures or the stigma surrounding loneliness. Physically, the impact of loneliness can be just as significant. Studies have shown that chronic loneliness is associated with higher levels of stress, which can manifest in various ways. Stress hormones like cortisol can weaken the immune system, making the body more susceptible to illness. A woman who feels isolated might also experience higher blood pressure, disrupted sleep patterns, or an increased risk of heart disease. The physical toll of loneliness can sometimes be as damaging as smoking or obesity. Yet it often goes unnoticed because it doesn't leave visible scars. Loneliness doesn't just affect the body and mind, it also alters how a woman interacts with the world. Without the buffer of supportive friendships, challenges can feel insurmountable. A woman without friends might hesitate to seek help, fearing judgment or rejection. Everyday tasks, like attending events alone or navigating a new social setting, can become daunting. The lack of a support system amplifies feelings of vulnerability, making it harder to take risks or pursue opportunities. Over time, loneliness can change a woman's perception of relationships altogether. She may begin to see them as sources of pain rather than joy, especially if past friendships ended badly or faded away. This can lead to an avoidance of connection, not out of disinterest, but as a form of self-protection. The irony is that the fear of rejection often prevents her from finding the very connection she craves. Despite these challenges, it's important to recognize that loneliness is not a permanent state. While its effects are real and serious, they are not insurmountable. A woman without friends can take steps to rebuild her sense of self-worth and reconnect with others. Small, intentional actions, joining a group, volunteering, or even striking up a conversation can slowly open the door to new relationships. These steps may feel difficult at first, but they are crucial for breaking the cycle of isolation. Loneliness is not a reflection of a woman's value or character. It is a circumstance, often temporary, that she can navigate and overcome. Understanding the emotional and physical impact of loneliness helps create empathy, not only for the woman experiencing it, but for society as a whole. By acknowledging its profound effects, we can work toward fostering a culture of connection and support, ensuring that no one feels invisible or forgotten.
A woman's worth is often measured by societal standards, the career she builds, the relationships she nurtures, and the circle she moves in. However, true self-worth is not defined by external validations or the size of her social circle. It is an intrinsic quality that exists regardless of the circumstances she faces. For a woman without friends, this truth can be both a comfort and a challenge. And the absence of close relationships may lead her to question her value, but it also provides an opportunity to strengthen her relationship with herself, uncovering a depth of resilience and self-acceptance that can be profoundly transformative. When a woman finds herself without friends, she might initially experience feelings of inadequacy or failure. Society places immense emphasis on social connections, often equating popularity with happiness and fulfillment. In this context, being friendless can feel like a personal shortcoming. A woman might ask herself questions like, "What's wrong with me?" Or Why can't I maintain relationships? Ooh, these thoughts, while natural, are based on the flawed premise that her worth is contingent on external relationships. This perspective overlooks the fundamental truth. Her value is not determined by who surrounds her, but by who she is as an individual. The journey of embracing self worth begins with recognizing that being without friends is not a reflection of a woman's character or abilities. Life circumstances, moving to a new city, pursuing a demanding career, or dealing with personal struggles can create periods of isolation that are not indicative of failure. Instead, these moments offer an opportunity to shift the focus inward. In the absence of external validation, a woman can learn to validate herself, appreciating her strengths, passions, and uniqueness. And it's just such, this period of solitude, while challenging, can be a time of profound self discovery. Without the distraction of constant social interactions, a woman has the space to explore her interests and aspirations. She can delve into hobbies, pursue new skills, or reconnect with passions she may have set aside. These activities not only enrich her life, but also reinforce the idea that her joy and fulfillment come from within, not from others. For example, a woman who loves painting might find solace and purpose in creating art, using it as a medium to express her emotions and tell her story. Spending time alone also encourages self reflection. A woman can use this time to evaluate her values, set personal goals, and understand her needs. She might ask herself what she truly wants from relationships, identifying qualities she values in friends, and learning to set healthy boundaries. This self awareness is a powerful tool that allows her to approach future connections with clarity and confidence, ensuring they are built on mutual respect and understanding. While self worth is intrinsic, the absence of friends can sometimes lead to self doubt. It is crucial for a woman in this situation to counter these doubts with affirmations of her value. Practicing gratitude, journaling, or engaging in mindfulness exercises can help her stay grounded and focused on her strengths. Seeking therapy or joining support groups can also provide a safe space for her to process her emotions and gain perspective. Importantly, a woman's self worth should not be tied to the presence or absence of others, but that does not mean she must navigate life entirely alone. Reaching out, even in small ways, can open the door to meaningful connections. Joining a book club, attending workshops, or participating in community events allows her to engage with like minded individuals without the pressure of forming immediate friendships. These interactions, though simple, remind her that she is part of a larger community and deserving of connection. Um, Ultimately, self worth is a quiet, unshakable belief in one's own value, independent of external circumstances. For a woman without friends, embracing this truth can be liberating. It allows her to define herself not by who she knows, but by who she is. In doing so, she creates a foundation of strength and resilience that empowers her to face life's challenges with grace and confidence, knowing that she is enough just as she is. Reconnecting with others and rebuilding a social circle can feel daunting for a woman who finds herself without friends, but it is far from impossible. While the prospect of starting anew might bring feelings of fear or vulnerability, it is also an opportunity for growth, self discovery, and the creation of meaningful connections. Taking small intentional steps toward social engagement can gradually break the cycle of isolation and pave the way for a more connected and fulfilling life. One of the first and most accessible ways to reconnect is by participating in activities that align with personal interests. Joining a group centered around a shared passion, such as a book club, yoga class, or a cooking workshop, provides an immediate common ground with others. These settings are ideal for fostering organic connections as they allow conversations to flow naturally around shared experience. A woman passionate about hiking, for example, could join a local outdoor group where the shared enjoyment of nature serves as a bridge to forming friendships. Volunteering is another powerful avenue for connection. By dedicating time to a cause she believes in, a woman can meet people who share her values and commitment to making a difference. Volunteering not only fosters a sense of purpose, but also creates opportunities to bond with others through collaborative efforts, whether it's helping at an animal shelter, organizing community events, or mentoring young people. These activities provide a sense of belonging and a reminder of the positive impact she can have on others. Sometimes reconnection begins with small, seemingly inconsequential interactions. A smile to a neighbor, a friendly conversation with a coworker, or even a compliment to a stranger can create opportunities for deeper connections over time. These moments may feel minor, but they contribute to building social confidence and opening doors to future relationships. Over time, these small acts of kindness and openness can lead to more meaningful interactions, reminding a woman that connection often begins with simple gestures. Technology can also play a role in bridging the gap. Social media platforms and community apps provide tools to discover local events, interest groups, and networking opportunities. Joining online forums or social groups designed for people seeking friends or support can serve as a stepping stone. Virtual connections often translate into real life meetups, providing a safe and structured way to interact with others. This is pretty. Taking the initiative to reach out while intimidating is a crucial step. If there are acquaintances or old friends she wishes to reconnect with, a simple message can reopen the door to a relationship. It might be as straightforward as saying, "I was thinking about you today and wanted to check in. How have you been?" These gestures, while requiring courage, often result in positive responses as many people appreciate being remembered and valued. While working toward reconnection, it's essential to manage expectations. Not every interaction will lead to a lifelong friendship, and that's okay. Building relationships takes time and patience, and it's important to approach each step with an open mind and realistic outlook, recognizing that some connections may remain casual while others grow deeper can prevent feelings of disappointment and foster gratitude for the relationships that do develop. Equally important is learning to navigate rejection. Not every attempt to connect will be reciprocated, and that can be discouraging. However, these moments are not reflections of personal inadequacy, but part of the process of finding the right people. Understanding that not everyone will align with her values or interests allows a woman to focus her energy on those who genuinely resonate with her. Reconnection also involves practicing vulnerability. Sharing thoughts, feelings, and experiences helps build trust and intimacy in relationships. While opening up can feel risky, it is a vital part of forming deeper bonds. By being authentic and honest, a woman invites others to do the same, creating a foundation for genuine connections. Ultimately, rebuilding a social circle requires persistence, patience, and self compassion. Every effort, no matter how small, is a step toward breaking the isolation and rediscovering the joy of connection. By actively seeking opportunities, engaging with others, and remaining open to new experiences, a woman can create a supportive network that enriches her life and reminds her of the beauty of human connection.
The power of small acts of kindness cannot be overstated, especially for those who may feel isolated or disconnected. For a woman without friends, these simple gestures from others can be life-changing, providing a sense of visibility, value, and belonging. In a world that often prioritizes grand gestures and dramatic expressions of care, it is crucial to remember that even the smallest actions, when done with sincerity, can create ripples of positivity that reach far beyond their initial intent. For someone experiencing loneliness, a single smile from a stranger can serve as a reminder that they are not invisible. It may seem insignificant to the person offering it, but to the woman receiving it, that moment of recognition can pierce through the fog of isolation. Similarly, a kind word, a compliment, or a brief conversation can break the monotony of a day spent in solitude. These small exchanges, though fleeting, carry the potential to uplift someone's mood and reinforce their sense of connection to the world around them. An invitation, even a casual one, can be transformative for someone who feels excluded. Asking someone to join a lunch, participate in a group activity, or attend an event can have a profound impact. For a woman without friends, the mere act of being included can restore her sense of self-worth and belonging. While the inviter may view it as a routine act, to the recipient, it represents a lifeline, a reminder that she is valued and wanted. Kindness in these forms does not require elaborate effort or resources. It thrives on attentiveness and empathy, recognizing when someone seems withdrawn or hesitant, and taking the initiative to engage them is a deeply human act. It communicates, I see you, and I care. These moments create an environment where people feel safe to open up and connect, fostering relationships that might otherwise never have been realized. Small acts of kindness also serve as stepping stones to deeper connections. For a woman hesitant to trust or open up, these gestures can create a foundation of comfort and familiarity. A consistent display of kindness, whether it's offering a listening ear, checking in with a simple text, or remembering details about her life, builds trust over time. This trust is often the catalyst for meaningful relationships, as it assures her that she is seen and valued for who she is. Moreover, kindness is contagious. When a woman who feels isolated experiences these gestures, she is more likely to pass them on to others. The act of receiving kindness can inspire her to reach out in small ways, creating a chain reaction that benefits everyone involved. This cyclical nature of kindness reinforces the idea that connection is not solely the responsibility of those who feel isolated, but a collective effort. It is important to recognize that kindness does not need to come with expectations. For some women, the fear of strings attached can be a barrier to accepting help or companionship. Acts of kindness should come from a genuine desire to uplift and support without placing pressure or obligation on the recipient. This selflessness allows the gesture to be received fully and appreciated for its pure intent. On a broader scale, fostering a culture of kindness can help combat loneliness for everyone. Encouraging inclusive behaviors in workplaces, schools, and communities ensures that no one feels left out or forgotten. Initiatives like community events, support groups, and mentorship programs can create spaces where people feel welcomed and valued. These efforts, though seemingly small in scope, have the potential to transform lives. Kindness is a language that transcends barriers. It requires no prerequisites, no formalities, and no grand plans. For the woman without friends, these gestures remind her that she is part of a shared humanity. A simple smile, a heartfelt word, or a moment of shared laughter can act as a bridge from loneliness to connection, proving that even the smallest act of kindness holds the power to change a life. Compassion is a powerful and transformative force that can bridge the gap of loneliness and create a more inclusive and empathetic world. For a woman without friends, compassion is not just an abstract ideal, it is a tangible expression of care that can make her feel seen, valued, and connected. A society that fosters compassion not only supports those who feel isolated, but also benefits everyone by cultivating a culture of understanding and kindness. At its core, compassion is the ability to empathize with another person's experience and respond with care and kindness. For a woman without friends, compassion from others might come in the form of small gestures, checking in with a kind word, offering to spend time together, or simply listening without judgment. These acts might seem minor to the giver, but can have a profound impact on someone who feels invisible. They convey a simple yet powerful message: you matter and you are not alone. Compassion also helps to break the cycle of judgment that often surrounds loneliness. A woman without friends may already be battling feelings of shame or inadequacy, made worse by societal stigmas that equate having few friends with personal failure. Compassion challenges these harmful narratives by replacing judgment with understanding. Instead of asking, "What's wrong with her?" a compassionate person might think, "How can I support her?" This shift in perspective is not only healing for the individual, but also promotes a more inclusive and caring community. For those who wish to extend compassion, it begins with awareness. It involves noticing when someone is withdrawing, seems lonely, or might be struggling to form connections. A woman without friends might not openly express her feelings, making it essential for others to be attentive to subtle signs. Compassion requires a willingness to reach out, even when it feels uncertain or awkward. A simple invitation to join a conversation, a warm smile, or an offer to spend time together can open the door to connection. Compassion is not limited to individual acts. It can be woven into the fabric of a community. Schools, workplaces, and neighborhoods can all become more inclusive by fostering a culture of connection. This might include creating opportunities for social interaction, such as team-building activities, community events, or support groups. When these spaces are built on compassion, they become safe environments where everyone, including those who feel isolated, can engage without fear of judgment or exclusion. The power of compassion lies in its ability to create a ripple effect. When a woman without friends experiences compassion, she is more likely to extend it to others. Feeling seen and valued empowers her to reach out, creating a cycle of kindness and connection that can spread through a community. This ripple effect benefits not only the individuals directly involved, but also society as a whole by promoting empathy and understanding across different groups. Compassion also plays a vital role in addressing the deeper causes of loneliness. A woman without friends might be facing challenges such as mental health issues, past traumas, or life transitions that make forming connections difficult. Compassionate actions, such as offering to accompany her to a support group or encouraging her to pursue activities she enjoys, can provide the encouragement she needs to take steps toward healing and reconnection. These efforts, while simple, demonstrate a profound commitment to her well-being. It is essential to recognize that compassion does not require grand gestures. Sometimes the most impactful acts are those that come from genuine care and attentiveness. A heartfelt conversation, a handwritten note, or a shared moment of laughter can leave a lasting impression. Compassion is about being present and offering kindness in whatever way is needed, no matter how small it might seem. Ultimately, fostering compassion is about creating a world where no one feels invisible or forgotten. For a woman without friends, compassion is a lifeline, a reminder that she is valued and deserving of connection. By choosing to see and support one another, society can transform loneliness into belonging, one compassionate act at a time. Through these efforts, we can build a community where every individual feels supported, included, and empowered to thrive.